Yeah, so we
What you got?
know that 100% Philippines and Indonesia is going to be in the grand finals, I think. So this is going to be just a little bit of a tasting of the grand finals because I think the points have laid out like that. And well, luckily for Philippines, they're opening up quite successfully with a three-pointer. And as I said, 3 points to 3 points to 3 points, that's probably going to be the name of the game right now for both of these teams as Indonesia are able to respond with a three-pointer of their own. And only a mere 40 seconds have passed so far. 𝐒𝐿𝐵 looking to stop 𝐒𝐵𝐷 as much as possible, though, as steal comes through almost. It is going to be out of bounds, and it is going to be Philippines' ball. So still Philippines holding on to it. Papa the one to put it back into play. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷 stopped on the three-point line in the corner. And a far three-pointer. Green goes through Philippines yet again. Back-to-back threes. That is not a problem for them. 𝐸𝐨𝐴𝐺𝐸, one of the people I gave a shout-out to beforehand on the side of Indonesia, has been incredible in the rebounds department, but also playing up close and personal. And that is going to be an offensive 3-second violation, slightly overplaying his hand there and taking a bit too long to make the play happen. But you can expect more plays like that from him in this matchup. Already a minute and a half has passed in the first quarter as Ice Too Fast now, another high-scoring player on the lineup of Philippines. And there we go, 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷 with a second three-pointer to his name, opening things up for Philippines. It does feel like this is going to be a three-point game across the board. 𝐸𝐷𝐼𝐺 still finding his pace, but was very impactful yesterday. And as I say, that goes for a three-pointer of his own. Papa there with the rebound for Philippines, passes over to 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷 as he's going to be stopped near the midcourt line, and that is going to be a reaching foul from 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷, just eager to break up the play, not allow Philippines to set themselves up for a fast three-pointer anytime soon. Having said that, though, fast pass over to 𝐒𝐿𝐵. 𝐒𝐿𝐵, another versatile player in the lineup, able to shoot from nearly every part of the court, and finds the two up close. 11-3 now in favor of Philippines over Indonesia, as they are leading by 8. So Indonesia, despite that initial success, they need to start to bring this one back. 𝐸𝐷𝐼𝐺, good dribble work. 𝐸𝐷𝐵𝐷 there with the screen if needed. Fast pass over to 𝐶𝑛𝐚𝐬𝐵 in the corner. 𝐸𝐷𝐼𝐺 gets closer, sets himself up for a three-pointer. Beautiful play off the back of 𝐶𝑛𝐚𝐬𝐵, and a three-pointer finally goes through for Indonesia, and they start to close the gap early on. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷 now stopped on the three-point line. Alley-oop, Papa there to close it out. Philippines continue to build upon that lead, point by point and basket by basket. Both teams are very focused on scoring right now, not so much on challenging the defense. 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐸 with the rebound, passes back to 𝐶𝑛𝐚𝐬𝐵, right-hand side corner. Not going to be good for a three, though. A personal foul called against Papa. No bonus just yet, as 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷 the one to start the play off here. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 𝐸𝐷𝐼𝐺 on the three-point line, slightly stuck between two defensive players. And as I said, those two contested shots, they do not scare anyone off on either side of the court. Over to 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐸, needs to watch out for that 3-second violation, not to make it happen again. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐷, though, comes in from the low post, makes it happen. And for those that are tuning in just today, you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, Philippines are playing from a TV studio, having a big screen behind them as well, giving the opportunity for supporters in the room to make sure they can root for them from the get-go. Indonesia, though, still from the comfort of their homes. Having said that, though, immense support behind them as well. We spoke briefly with them yesterday, and the guys elaborated they have a lot of support behind them. A lot of work has been put into this. And it goes to show, as it's a three-point game, and a three-pointer attempt from Philippines not going to be good. Lino back with a fast breakaway play. What a defensive play from 𝐒𝐿𝐵 there. It is going to be Indonesia's ball. So 𝐒𝐿𝐵 finds a lot of success on the defense, denying that easy two-pointer. Over to 𝐸𝐷𝐼𝐺. Not going to find success this time. And Philippines back on the offensive. An incredible pace there, but a mistake, I would say, in the attempted pass that was too difficult for it to reach its target. And a fast breakaway from Vertinho, also unsuccessful. Ice too fast with the fake pump on the three-point line. Doesn't go for the shot just yet. Papa there to set up the screen. Right-hand side, opportunity to score. No, fast pass over to Papa. And another personal foul from 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿. So 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿 very keen to stop these plays early on if he can. From Social over to 𝐒𝐿. Philippines. The ball evades the hoop just by a slither. Still, though, they do get the two, 15-10, as the first quarter is approaching its end. 𝐸𝐨𝐵𝐻𝐿 stuck on the three-point line, sets up a screen against 𝐒𝐿. And the buzzer beats as Philippines finish the first quarter in the lead by 5. Indonesia keeping it close. So slightly more success from Philippines in the three-point department. And let's see if that continues. Of course it does, as Ice scores another 3. And makes it easy. At least, well, makes it look easy. Doing it. Vertinho, he's been quiet this game, I would say, comparatively to yesterday. So I'd like to see a bit more from him. But as I say that, though, he passes it back to 𝐸𝐴𝐵𝐻𝐿, who's putting up those easy two-pointers. And that's how you want to close down those gaps. This is exactly the type of plays that Indonesia needs right now. They just need guaranteed baskets. And as I say that, Ice goes for a quick dunk to extend the lead to 8 now. Indonesia slightly on the back foot, but we know how they can overcome these deficits. We've seen them done before yesterday, and they definitely can find the rhythm. As Lino, a difficult three-pointer, that is a perfect shot. 15-20 now. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Right before halftime, you know, we spoke about this in the previous games as well. You really want to finish off on a good momentum, so that means taking over the rhythm. Beautiful contested shot as Philippines continue to score. And I would say it's a team game so far on both sides. Nobody's really standing out just yet, as that is a three-pointer Indonesia was missing a bit. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿 now setting up a play. Papa is going to be stopped at the top of the key. Gives it over to Ice in the corner. Can't really take a shot. Too much defense around him. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿 as well stopped. Papa hands it over to Social. Social was open for a second. Goes for a pump fake. Last second shot from Ice, too fast. And that, of course, is green. This is exactly what we highlighted together with India before, that these contested shots are absolutely not a problem for Philippines, and that is one of the key traits as to why they are so dangerous. 𝐸𝐴𝐵𝐻𝐿 from the three-point line, you don't see him shoot often, but yesterday had a few successful three-pointers to his name. So dipping his toes in that department. Is Vertinho with a contested shot? Not going to be good this time around. And the ball finds Philippines yet again. 2.5 minutes remaining before halftime. Papa needs to go and slam it home, my man. He lays it up against the board and misses. It is going to be a personal foul. Third one for 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿. The Social hands it over to 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿. 10 more seconds on the clock. Social can go for the shot. Feels more comfortable passing it back. Papa again positions himself close to the net. Pull up, not going to be good. 𝐒𝐿 with the recovery, a buzzer beater shot, not going to be good.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And Vertinho slowly setting up the play. They don't want to be overzealous with these, and as I say that, they do nail the contested 3 on the side of Indonesia, making a 4-point game. So Indonesia have done, first and foremost, a great job of keeping this manageable, and secondly, making sure that they start to chip that lead and start to close the gap slowly, because there's still plenty of time to come back into this and make the comeback happen. And this is just the first match between the two. We're going to have another one afterwards. And again, if my math doesn't deceive me, we're going to have a grand final between the two as well, most likely. unless I've made some error in judgment somewhere, but we'll leave that to the scoring board. 𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐿, the one to start things off here from the sidelines. But very quickly, the ball finds the hands of Philippines off the back of those points. Eyes too fast on the three-point line. Holding on to it. Gives it over to Social. Social, I think this is the first or the second attempt at the 3 points, but nonetheless finds great success. 𝐒𝐿 goes for a little fake-out move. Holds on to the ball. Wants to find the opportunity they're looking for, and they're looking for 𝐿𝐵𝐵. 𝐿𝐵𝐵 was quite good with the 3 points himself, but for Indonesia, it should be just about scoring at this stage, not so much about particularly looking for a 3-point play, unless, of course, that is the plan. But having said that, half a minute only remaining before halftime, and Philippines looking good to close it out on a good pace. Eyes too fast, pulls up for the three, not good enough. 20 seconds remaining, far pass over to 𝐿𝐵𝐵. 𝐿𝐵𝐵 with a three-pointer, that is good. And Indonesia now looking to take over the pace, no timeout called yet. There's only a mere 18 seconds remaining. 𝐒𝐫𝐿 with the ball. Probably going to run down the clock and go for one final shot as we're looking at halftime. Beautiful pass over to 𝐒𝐿. Nice block, though, from Indonesia. 𝐒𝐫𝐿 has to go for this. Pulls up for the two from the free throw line. 2-second play available. Has to be a long pass. And instead, it is halftime.
With the score, your home team.
3-pointers so far, the name of the game for Philippines for sure. Indonesia have been a bit more versatile in the scoring department. Having said that, though, they've done an amazing job at keeping this manageable.
Yeah, especially because, have the 3-point shots that are coming in from the Philippines as well. They did a great job to make sure they kind of keep it within striking distance. We talk about it often. You don't want to try to get all your points out at once. They've done a great job. You can see the contest coming in. They're trying to turn things around here. Wide open shot. Got to start things off right way to knock it down, and they just can't.
Yeah, that was felt slightly rushed from 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐿, slightly short release. Had all the time in the world to prepare for that. And as I say that, though, Ice out of nowhere comes in and slams it home for Philippines. Now 𝐿𝐵𝐵 with the ball. He had a lot of success in the first half with the 3-pointers. And you can see that Philippines are not keen to find out if he continues to do so as they go for the steal. Instead, it is out of bounds, so it's Indonesia's ball with plenty of time on the board as well to play this one out. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐵 shouted out yesterday a lot of times, and there we go. That's what we want to see. This is the yesterday's 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐵, I remember.
Yeah, you got the crab from this now. You had the pick that was set, so you got a little bit of space, and he was able to knock that one down, cut the deficit right back down at 5. Let's see how the Philippines going to respond. They run a play. The great thing I like about the Philippines is they'll kind of run these plays, but they won't force it. If something isn't there, they'll just kind of reset just like they did there. Beautiful foul. I love that. You had the roll that was there for the easy 2, but Indonesia goes ahead and fouls them and gets them set up for their half-court offense with 10 seconds left to go.
Yeah, not a lot of time remaining, but we know Philippines can score virtually from everywhere. Instead, 𝐒𝐫𝐿 goes for a quick drive-by play. Make sure those points count. Philippines are switching it up a notch now. Not only 3-pointers is the name of the game for them, as Dan Sugari is still holding on to the ball on that 3-point line over to 𝐿𝐵𝐵. And now back to 𝐒𝐿𝐵, but doesn't find the ball doesn't find the destination intended. Instead, it is still remaining in the hands of Indonesia, but not a lot of time on the clock. 8 seconds to go.
Oh, beautiful give and go. Just too little on the defensive side to get any type of real contest. And I know you mentioned this before, but you got that beautiful panel behind them in the Philippines. And you can see the investment that's been made.
Yeah, absolutely. That they have full support of their country behind them, and it goes to show, there's a lot of pride involved in that as well. The players, of course, are being set up for success from all possible angles, but most importantly is themselves setting themselves up for success, right? Like, so Philippines, with the decisions they make in game and outside the game, is currently the reason why they are leading up by 5. Having said that, though, Indonesia have done a great job of bringing it back down.
See if they're able to get some points up on the board on the inbounds. Beautiful play there to kind of roop around him from the inbounds to get the 3.
Yeah, and 𝐼𝐸 starting to find that heat to his name, as those are now back-to-back 3-pointers. He's made it. And 𝐒𝐫𝐷 with a very difficult contested shot. I mean, I was speaking about the fact that they have no problem of making these contested shots count, but that one might have been a tall order. 𝐒𝐻, though, finds the lost ball, hands it quickly over to 𝐒𝐫𝐷. Papa there to get the rebound if needed. 𝐒𝐻 pulls up for a far 2-pointer and makes it count.
Continuing to keep it a 4-point ball game. Getting bumped around here.
And 𝐷𝐨𝐴𝐺𝐸, he's going to be stopped with a personal foul.
See, those are like the smart RQ plays that I think you have to have Mongolia keep up with, right? The reason that they went ahead and committed that foul was because you had both the defenders jump in the paint and you didn't want a ball to go past to the right corner because then you're giving up an open, easy 3. So those are like the small IQ, tangible things that you want to kind of lock down and that kind of really give you an edge, especially when a game like this close. Those things really matter.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show the depth of the in-game knowledge and the attention to detail that is being paid by both sides, and how much has been invested in the prep work coming into this event. Papa on the 3-point line, not going to be the one to score, but is the one to pass as 𝐒𝐻 finds a cut in play and scores another 2 points for Philippines. 𝐷𝐨𝐴𝐺𝐸 made an attempt at a 3-pointer beforehand. Let's see if he does it again as he passes over to Lino for now. Tries to make himself available and does so as well. 7 seconds on the clock. Over to 𝐼𝐸 up close, can go for the 3-pointer in transition, makes it happen. It's a single-point game.
Beautiful play design there as they run the pick, and of course the center just does not step up whatsoever, and he's able to knock that shot down to make it a 1-point ball game. Minute 09 left to go here in the third of game 1 between these two teams.
And a beautiful dunk from Papa. He was there with the rebounds. I think had some points scored as well in the match before, but now comes in crucial in a time where every single point matters between the two. And pass over to 𝐷𝐨𝐴𝐺𝐸. He's trying to return the favor as well, keeping it close, keeping it in a single points distance. 𝐒𝐫𝐷 with the ball. Probably is going to start thinking about those 3-pointers again.
Starting to have an impact in a back-and-forth ball game. Less than a minute left to go in this one. See what type of play they draw up from the inbounds. You can see them trying to set a pick. Keep an eye on that left side. Dots at top of the key is wide open. There you go. Passes it to him, and he's able to get it to go.
Yeah, that looked scary for a second, but Social, not a man to miss. As 𝐼𝐸, though, has to respond the same. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter, so not a lot of time left in this first game between the two. This is round 3. After this, only grand finals remains, and it's quite likely that these two are going to be there. Basically, 99% confirmed. So this match, as I said, this is just a tasting of what is yet to come. And, it might be the fact that these teams are currently just feeling each other out just to understand what they need to adjust for those grand finals. That is also an angle we can take.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to kind of throw, everything at them in terms of, hey, here are all the moves that we would have. Here are all the plays that we have on the inbounds or anything like that. Now, granted, it's a little tough to scout to new things that come up in terms of tendencies on the same day that you have to play the grand finals. But still, you don't want to show your hand too much too often. And, they might just kind of be holding back. But nonetheless, you also don't want to kind of mess up your mentality going into the grand finals if you are going to go ahead and play each other as well, right? You don't want to kind of lose both games because then you're kind of going into the grand finals thinking, oh, wait, can we even beat these guys? And you don't want that hanging over your head.
Absolutely, but that's also something that to consider. Whoever is losing the series here is that like you don't really need to focus on it that much, in the sense that okay, so this was a test run. Like better focus on the fact that like here are the things that we need to quickly adjust on the fly, and both of these teams have plenty of experience and support behind the scenes as well to do that on the fly. So all in all, it is a close affair between the two. Philippines still remaining in the lead by 5. 4 minutes and 15 seconds still remaining in the fourth quarter, as round 3 slowly coming to a conclusion. Vertinho, quick pass over to 𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐻𝐫𝐤. 𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐻𝐫𝐤, as I said, he takes it upon himself to go for these individual plays and make the shot calls when needed to bring the momentum back.
See if they're able to go ahead and tie things up. That one's going to get stolen away, plucked away. I think the Philippines might have had that last touch, and it is going to be Indonesia's ball. Great chance to go ahead and tie things up here as we are in the fourth quarter.
Do they hand it over to Vertinho or Lino to go for the three-pointer, or will it be another 2-point closeout? 20 seconds on the clock. Vertinho finds himself open, doesn't go for the shot. Instead, it's overgiven to 𝐶𝐈NAGA in the corner. There's a lot of traffic happening. Lino finds himself wide open. That's the three-pointer they were looking for. Beautiful job on distracting the defense for Indonesia as they find Lino, and Lino finds the three.
They set a lot of those screens, a lot of those picks for their off-ball movement, and that's what's been able to help them succeed and stay within this game and have it be tied up. See how the Philippines go and respond. Had the opening there, I thought, for the three. A little bit of a dribble move, trying to find an opening, but you can see the defender right there in front of him as well, not giving him any space to breathe, and he finds a way to still bury the shot.
This is what I'm saying, right? Like 𝐼𝐸 together with 𝐒𝐻𝐵, these two guys can make shots like that almost every single time. So you have to watch out for that if you are Indonesia. But as we spoke, like there's only so much you can do. If the guy is just simply scoring despite the fact that the defense is there, then what can you do, right?
Tough shot, but that's why they're in this position. That's why they've got the lead. That's why they're the favorites to come out of this region, as now they're building their lead up to 5, but there's still plenty of time left for Indonesia to go ahead and respond back before the quarter ends, before the game ends.
And Vertinho holding on to the ball despite the fact that 𝐸𝐿 was available a few times and actually manages to find the pull-up for 2. Ball back in the hands of Philippines. And 𝐒𝐻𝐵, so many people instantly heading his way. Ball is going to be handed over to 𝐼𝐸 too fast. And I mean, this guy is incredibly fast with the dribble, with the moves, with the ankle breaks. Papa there for the screen. 𝐼𝐸 too fast, wide open, and of course makes it happen.
And that's that veteran leadership that we talked about. That's that veteran gameplay of he's been in the game, he's been in these situations, he's been in person playing in these big moments as well. So he doesn't shy away from the spotlight. But now things get a little bit tricky. If you got to make sure you don't give up a 3. You cannot be staring at a 9-point deficit. And you see them running those off-ball plays that we talked about. Great job so far. Almost got crabbed.
And pace-wise, I'm starting to get a sense that Philippines currently are just playing slightly faster basketball with the passes, making sure that Indonesia keeps on guessing what happens. Having said that, though, it's an offensive 3-second violation. So ball is going to be handed over to Indonesia, slightly overplaying their hand, but still nonetheless, the momentum is for sure on the side of Philippines right now.
You've got to go ahead and try to get yourself a bucket here for Indonesia. Doesn't matter if you get a 3, but you got to go ahead and get at least a 2. And you see them running more off-ball screens, looking to find a little bit of space. Nothing there so far. Top of the key, has the cut. There's the man wide open. Beautiful play call. A lot of chaos, but it ends in their favor, and they make it a 4-point ball game.
And who else other than 𝐒𝐻𝐫𝐤𝐻? He's the man again who cuts in and makes the play happen at the very end. I want to see more repeats of that. Having said that, though, 𝐶𝐿 also on the side of Philippines offers up a similar style and similar support to his team, as he's been able to score both three-pointers as well as up close. Vertinho goes for the fake 3, doesn't decide to shoot that just yet. 𝐸𝐿 already positioning himself for the rebound, but Papa is better this time around, as Philippines hold on to the ball. 40 seconds remaining in the final quarter in game number 1 between the two. And Papa just running down the clock at this point. They just want to make sure they score one more bucket and then hold out on the defense.
See if they're able to get a stop here. Don't want to give up any points, and they just go ahead and get that off. That's great. You got to get going here. You look for them to try to get the shot up real quick, but Indonesia not able to do so as the Philippines go ahead and foul them. Got to get a quick off-ball play to get a shot up to get some points, and they try to run it to the right side. Traffic inside, get the 2. Now making it a 4-point ball game. See if they get a fluky steal here.
𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐵 can't really find the opportunity.
There we go.
Holding on, but 𝐒𝐤𝐵𝐤𝐷 gets a pass.
Oh,
And
the
𝐒𝐫𝐤𝐵
extra. No.
Oh, it was
He
so
had an
close.
extra. He had a teammate right next to him that was a bit more open and wouldn't have had the contest, and they just couldn't get it done.